Dancing Monkey, Scribelite, Some Dumb American, and their joint Lords of the Night live stream show. Late night discussions in Discord quickly evolved into streams of their own, with each member bringing something new and different to the table for discussion. Led by the incomparable Reject PPC and the One-Ton Hammer, the group rotates hosts known as Zookeepers.
Hello everybody and welcome to Minions of the Zoo. I am your host for this evening, One-Ton Hammer.
I will be your Zookeeper tonight, Reject.
Alright, and welcome to the zoo. I am the Lucky Pop-Tart Inquisitor.
Sanguine.
Skep, Tock.
I'm Prospero.
Cassie.
And I'm Hazed.
Regular streamers, they're known as minions, and special guests are known as traveling exhibits. They're on a nightly basis, so that each show has something unique and fresh for our audience. Minions of the Zoo currently streams at 10:30 Central Standard, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Let's be xenophobic. It's really in this year. Let's find a nasty, slimy, ugly alien to fear. There's no more cutesy stories about E.T. phoning home. Let's learn to love our neighbors like the Christians learned in Rome. We know we ought to hate them. They're different, you see. We've seen their mean and ugly on movies and TV. The folks that ought to know have told us how it's got to be. The gospel truth is found in scenes from Alien and V. Let's wipe out any life form that seems to be a threat. We'll serve them up a genocide they never will forget. 'Cause if we miss a couple, they'll breed a couple more. And soon we'll all be hating twice as many as before. You see, aliens can never be as good as humankind. A more delightful race than us you'll never ever find. So step aside, you star slime, we're ready for your worst. We know you want to beat us, enslave us and defeat us, oppress us and browbeat us unless we get you first.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the zoo. I'm your Zookeeper tonight, Inquisitor. Minions joining me are Eeyore.
Hello.
Hello. And Mr. Adam.
Hello.
Oh, God, we got two of them! It's in stereo! How are you gentlemen this evening?
Doing good.
That's good.
Doing good. We are like a twin Eeyore. Who could ever ask for a twin donkey?
Twin donkey.
Oh, man. You know, honestly, hold on. Off the cuff. Donkey, I can't wait to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard compliments that high in a while.
Okay, you know what? I take that back. I think I'll do overtime, extra overtime, instead of taking that week off. No, I can't wait to meet you, hang out with you, dude.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And for those
And we get
Oh, I was gonna say, for those not in the know, it's coming up on time for us for our annual Minions meetup sort of thing. We are trying to do this sort of like thing every year where we kind of get together in real life and hang out for a bit. You can see the anniversary stream from last year where Hammer was hosting, and it was Adam, Sanguine, and myself in the woods. And it's going to be kind of the similar thing this year. We're going to be going camping as well, and then we're going to be going to Gen Con for the tabletop gamers out there who know. But yeah.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait to check out GamerCon. You know, I think you were the ones that introduced me to Darkness Rising. I guess I don't know if that's a studio. But,
it's Dead Gentleman Studios, and it's the movie in particular is called The Gamers 2: Darkness Rising.
Yes.
Fully available on YouTube, and I highly recommend anyone interested in tabletop games to check that out because it's a really, really fun movie.
It is. And 100% a nice viewpoint into, I guess, tabletop gaming.
Yep.
And I can't wait to see Gen Con. I've been to some of the cons out here in Chicago. Sweet home Chicago. But it'll be interesting to see something a little bit, because Gen Con is a bigger thing, right?
Oh, it's
Kind
huge.
of-
It's the biggest
Yeah.
tabletop gaming convention in the States.
Oh. Well then.
Yes.
It'll be a humble reckoning.
Yeah. And say like San Diego Comic Con is for comics, Gen Con is for tabletop gaming.
Are you gonna bring any of your figs?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring my army.
Oh.
I'm gonna bring probably my Necrons, maybe my Imperial Fists.
Not bad. And you know what, the best thing that is gonna be about going out to Gen Con for the first time, mind you,
Mhm.
is I get to be able to share that experience with my good pal Eeyore.
Good pal Donkey.
I haven't heard even more great compliments I didn't expect.
I love it, dude. How-
Embarrass him, and it's just you're gonna hear sounds that you've never heard before.
I guess I'm okay with hanging out with Adam at Gen Con. Okay.
I'm sorry, but the kind of brag that you might be implying might be not good for anyone.
Dude, it's good for everyone. I think. Yeah, you're gonna have a fun time.
Yeah, we're all gonna have a blast, I think. And I say we gotta figure out exactly what's gonna go on for the first couple of days there, Eeyore, because it's pretty much just gonna be you and me. Adam's got to work at least until we go to Gen Con.
Yeah, I work till Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually something I was wondering. Would it just be you, me, and Bug to an extent?
Nope, Bug's gonna be at work too. And I say it's just gonna be you and me. I took the 2 weeks off, both weeks.
I mean,
Okay.
I'll be able to play some games alongside you,
I'll
but
be able to hang
for the
out
most part, yeah,
after work. Yeah.
I'm gonna be pushing as much overtime as I can.
Then there's the SCP question, but I'm pretty sure that's ancillary to everyone's plans.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
is he gonna be able to hang out with us for a bit?
He'll be able to hang out. He just won't be able to go to the con or go camping. But he probably
At
will
least
come up.
dinner.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He'll be able to hang out like while we're in town, and then I think he'll go up to the Ren Fair with us.
Oh nice. Oh
remember,
yeah,
yeah,
if we can
he-
get there.
Yeah, he went up there with when Zolthor was in town too. So
What about your buddy in Sturgeon's?
oh yeah, we can stop and see him. Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah, because he's pretty much like just like in that area. Just gotta let him know, when we're going in to see him. At what time?
Yo, this is gonna be good. A nice, relaxing fucking vacation.
Yeah.
Been looking forward to this all year.
Yeah, same. I say one thing that I think would be kind of fun is while we're up in Wisconsin, is meeting up with him and playing some 40K. Because
At that shop that we went to.
Yep. I say since we we're gonna have our armies because we're gonna be doing 40K in the woods. We can stop at one of those shops and play a game of 40K with them.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna have to prep with buying a lot more of these CBD drinks.
yeah.
Which I am sipping on right now, and you are 100% correct. It needs a mixer.
It does.
I'm probably going to be judged for what I'm about to say.
Oh no.
Mhm.
You are judged, sir.
Yes, I am. Let's just say I did my final pack, and most of the Marines are one.
Well, you know what, Eeyore? It's fine.
At least they're prime.
At least you'll have time to work on them because I'm also going to be working on minis those 4 days. Well, 3 days.
And-
So we can paint together.
So you guys
God.
you guys can sit there instead of playing Warhammer in the woods. You're gonna be painting Warhammer in the woods
No. We will. It will be painted.
with the happy little trees, boo-doo-boo, and the nice cool breeze. That was a weird song, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I already said I did my final pack, and the paints can't be pat.
That's fine. I have paints.
I'm not getting out of this, am I?
No, you're not.
Nope. You already got the tickets, dude. Might as well just dive in.
Okay.
And this is okay. So this is like the third iteration of this kind of meetup.
Yes, it is.
Welcome aboard, Eeyore. And then we can plan for the fourth one. And like I said, dude, we're going to Gen Con, so this is our CDC type of shit, right? Yeah. Yeah, dude. Are you ready? I got my Samus costume ready.
I'm so ready for all the other fun.
Please tell me at least it's the Zero Suit Samus costume. Yeah.
Yep. Nice and snug.
Yep. In the crotchular area.
Well,
is this some sort of Nintendo thing on too Sony to understand?
you're too Sony. What the fuck are you talking about? Didn't you hear, bro, dude? Fucking Microsoft won the FTC. Sony is going down.
Is that true? Is that what happened?
Yeah,
I'm out of the loop. I don't even know.
No, yeah, the judge ruled in favor of Microsoft, so they can go forward, I guess, with
Purchasing Blizzard.
the acquisition. Yeah.
Okay.
And they're already talking about tossing it, to all these systems. So Switch will get Call of Duty, I suppose.
Okay.
Honestly, Hearthstone on Switch would be pretty fun.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think that would be a good thing,
Yeah.
You honestly think I care about
Hold on.
Microsoft getting the rights to buy Activision Blizzard, and you think that's emblematic of anything?
Well, it's the fact that they're not getting blocked on a political level from the acquisition, so I think it's a win for the free market. Also, who the fuck cares about Blizzard anymore?
It's not a win for the free market. It's the continuing progression towards a triopoly, more a duopoly with just a third junior partner.
I don't see it that way, not at all. Because when people sit
Activision Blizzard was one of the very few
I mean, a long time ago.
Publishers, not developers, publishers that is still entirely independent of the big three, which are Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft.
Well, that's also something that this judgment ruled, was that because one of the arguments was Nintendo was not a competitive force. It was just Sony and Microsoft. But the judge ruled, hey, no, every argument you brought in, Nintendo is a big chunk of the avenue, or the revenue avenue.
Nintendo, depending on what you quantify as video games, is anywhere from 15 to like 30% of the gaming market.
Yeah,
it is
a massive part. Yeah.
It is a competitive part of the market. So this is where they kind of worked it like, no, Sony, you're not able to just say they can't do it. And Microsoft in the past, on their benefit, they've released games on Nintendo platforms, so it's not beyond them to work with other. But that's the thing. I think Microsoft is on the out. I don't even know how these two are competing. PS5 and Xbox, whatever Series X or S or whatever the fuck they're doing.
At this point, it's solely the exclusive. So everything else is almost directly comparable.
And the only one that's doing exclusives is Nintendo. So
Well,
it's
and Sony. Sony brokered
Well,
those kinds of deals. You know,
Oh, all three do exclusives.
well, I'm just
where's
saying that
Microsoft? No, that's the whole point of the argument was Microsoft wasn't doing exclusives. They needed Activision to have exclusives. And to be honest, the both of them would want Nintendo to die out so that Nintendo products could be on their systems. I mean, that's how they're working it, you know.
Last time I
Same
heard, the
thing with
next
Sega.
two,
That's what they did with Sega. So I mean,
the next two ZeniMax releases are supposed to be Microsoft exclusives.
hold on, Johnny, why are you so hell bent with the CDC? What are you fed there?
Fuck
You
the
got- Are you
CDC.
glowing?
You glowing? You glowing there, bro?
You glowing there, sir? I don't know. Hey, Skep. But yeah, no, yeah. I don't know. It was interesting, and
Yeah, Skeptok, the newfangled electronic games.
that's where I kind of see, like, you know, Terry would be at the upfront about it. You know, it's or at the front. PC gaming is technically where it's at.
I mean, it is. The when people sit there and talk about the exclusives and so on and so forth, and like I said before, the Sony does broker those kinds of deals for exclusivity. They've done that for years with Capcom. Street Fighter V was a PS4 exclusive. Street Fighter 6 is a PS6 exclusive, or PS5 exclusive. So, like, you know, they kind of shoot their own argument in the foot when they're the ones that are shutting out Xbox.
Well, it
So-
looks like Xbox is struggling to, but I don't even know why. Like, what games are you guys getting out of either of them? You know, what are the exclusives that you're looking at? I mean, personally, I look at PlayStation, and it looks like that's something I would get into if I wanted to get into the VR realm, because they look like they have a lot of VR games coming out that look fun.
Yeah, for the PlayStation VR. Yeah, absolutely.
100%. I mean, they really whatever. I think I can't remember the name of it, but it was a FPS VR game. But more importantly, Ghostbusters on VR. Fuck yes, 100%. I'm gonna get a PS5, PSVR just to play Ghostbusters VR because.
As I said earlier, and I'm actually using the top previous developer's name, I should actually be using the actual developer's name, which is Bethesda Softworks. Its next release is an Xbox exclusive. Announced.
And all I gotta say is Garfield is promising the stars and is going to be, yet again, another No Man's Sky on its release. Mark my fucking words.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It'll be another No Man's Sky.
would not be surprised.
Hold on. So, but what is Xbox offering?
That is
Outside
an
of-
Xbox exclusive.
Yeah,
That's the
Starfield is going to be an Xbox exclusive.
Gears of War 4 is another announced.
exclusive.
Yep. You have the most recent Halo game, Halo 5, I think it was.
I
They're
think
still
Halo
doing
6,
Halo?
actually.
Holy shit. Is Final Fantasy tethered to Sony?
No, not anymore. It was for a long time, but they remade, or not remade, but re-released the old Final Fantasy VII on Switch.
Hey.
So.
Oh yeah. And real quick, Johnny Hellcat. No, I don't work for the CDC, but I might have been associated with the WHO.
Yeah, see,
sorry.
Skep Tock just said right there. Sony makes a lot of money doing deals. Some years it's a major profit contributor. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's their major thing is they can broker those kinds of deals because they have the influence over specifically the Japanese market. But
Well, hold on. That's exactly how they bullied themselves into the gaming market during the PlayStation years.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
They spearheaded right into between Sega and Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
And then it bolstered with the PS2 era because, oh yeah, we have all these sales. Yeah, because a lot of people were buying it for the DVD aspect. Like
they were. Yeah.
And at the time, a DVD player in a console was revolutionary. The PS1 did similar by also being a CD player.
Yeah, the Sega CD also was
Yeah.
a CD player. That I believe the TurboGrafx CD was a CD player.
Yeah.
So
any of the consoles that actually could play CDs could play music CDs.
Yeah.
Any of them.
No. Yeah.
Though PlayStation was the first because it was the first to use, I believe, optical discs. I think there were a couple disc consoles before, but they were using magnetic discs.
Well, you had the Famicom
Like they floated.
that had floppy disks, but no, like
That's magnetic disc.
yeah,
The Discon.
yeah. But the the competitors at that time were like Sega with the Sega Saturn, and really that was the only other one that was CD because the N64 was still a cartridge. So yeah, the Sega was competing with them, and they did the exact same thing.
Well, yeah. Also, comparing the Saturn directly to the PS1, yeah, I would agree they're part of the same generation.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still 3 or 4 years apart from PS1 initial release and Saturn initial release.
They are, yes. And the Saturn
because if you recall the history, the PS1 was made as an optical disc add-on for the SNES.
Yep.
Well, and also they focused more on the 3D aspect of rendering graphics, whereas the Sega was still looking at a higher density 2D graphics display. That's why you'll find a lot more. You'll find like fighting games better on the Saturn as opposed to the
2D side scrollers. Yeah, I could see that.
Well,
But the
no, I mean,
PlayStation,
like every kind of fighting game. I remember there's this really amazing video that goes into the details of it. So forgive me if I get things wrong about it, but there was a game created for the arcades first by Capcom, X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Amazing game, huge, blew up in the arcades. They wanted to make a home port of it, and they released it for the Sony, for the PlayStation, and flubbed it horribly because the PlayStation was so sub-optimized it could not play the game without massive cuts in graphics and rendering detail and animation and game mechanics, so on and so forth. So it was an incredibly gimped version of X-Men vs. Street Fighter. The Saturn released an exact one-for-one port of Street Fighter vs. X-Men. Problem: only came out in Japan.
And I think that was a major issue of a lot of the later Sega issues, which was localization.
Absolutely. Sega had a massive problem. They prioritized Japan and didn't give a fuck about North America. And it pisses me off because that's why the Dreamcast failed. The Dreamcast did amazing in the US.
That was an issue since the Genesis.
Yeah, they prioritized Japan.
I mean, that's how we got Sonic 2. Sonic 2, there was American Sonic 2 is the Genesis. The Japanese Sonic 2 is Sonic CD. So I mean,
and even really early Nintendo sort of prioritized Japan,
Nintendo did that a bit too, yeah. But
by Super Mario Brothers 3, they were done with that shit.
Yeah. Well, they knew.
And can I just take a second to acknowledge the greatest Legend of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link.
I used to hate that game. I used to. Now, after actually playing it as an adult, I get it. That game is an underrated classic. It really is.
You see how they were trying. When you look at their mentality of, hey, we're trying out different ideas, and then you play Zelda 2, and it's like, holy shit, yeah, I see what they're doing. And they still have the fighting system to this day. So, fuck you. That's where it came from.
I've actually had very, very limited exposure to the Zelda series. The only one I've played to completion is A Link to the Past, and the only two I played period would be Link to the Past and a little bit of R. That's it.
I say personally, I don't get the snobbery when it comes to the 3D Zeldas. There are some people that are just absolute snobs saying that the Link to the Past is the best that the console is, or that Zelda has ever been. I don't agree with that, not at all. I think Ocarina of Time is the only thing that the N64 did right.
Link to the Past was an SNES release.
I know. I'm saying that Ocarina of Time is the only thing the N64 did right, because people love to rag on Ocarina of Time because they think that Link to the Past is superior.
They teeter-totter with either Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask. But they're both, the 64 games. But they're both like, oh yeah, no, these are the blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, okay, a really good one, Twilight Princess was a really good one.
Oh, I love Twilight Princess too, yeah.
Yeah. Wind Waker, it's really good, but it's one of those, like, it was off-putting for a lot of people. You had to get into it. Same with Skyward Sword.
Never played Skyward Sword.
It's odd.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's one of those, you run into this. I gotta solidify this kind of thesis on it, but Nintendo has this thing where they try and do these things where, like in Skyward Sword, there's a lot of parts where you gotta collect like tears or something like that, and it's like small little puzzle bits that they try and do. And Breath of the Wild is kind of an expansion of it, where the shrines are puzzles as opposed to just dungeons. And I don't know.
I thought they were supposed to be actual continuations. Like I thought Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom were supposed to be direct sequels from Skyward Sword.
No, I think they were looking at Breath of the Wild. At least what I've seen, Breath of the Wild, and I guess in turn with Tears of the Kingdom being its direct sequel, it's set many years in the future. So all the stuff that happened, they are all legend. And then you have Breath of the Wild, and because there's a lot of everything in it. There's a shattered Twilight Mirror. There's Onset Island. There's there's all this stuff that's in this land. And again, but that's where it gets. When you read the Hyrule Compendium, I think it was
Hyrule Historia.
Yeah, and they talk about the development of Breath of the Wild. Everything that they have in Tears of the Kingdom was something that they were going to do. So, again, this is, like I said, this is the goofy Nintendo shit, where it's like, they're just trying to build a playground and then work around it. And, hey, you know what? Zelda works for this. Let's toss that on there. Could you imagine if they had this physics and then just hey, you know what? Metroid, let's put that down there.
Well,
that's what it would be.
The problem is they already did that once, and it was a horrible failure, because they did it with Star Fox Adventures.
Oh. No, yeah. Even after that, Star Fox on the Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
A semi reboot of Star Fox 64, but they tried to use like, oh yeah, but you can use the gamepad as an asymmetric viewpoint of the game. It doesn't work. Stop playing with it. You know who does it well? What's his name? Matsurai Sakurai, the dude, Smash Brothers guy.
Mm-hmm.
He did it well with Kid Icarus Uprising.
I love that game.
Holy shit, that is a game. That is a game.
Yes, that's a good game.
That's where it's holy shit. You have the experimental, sin and punishment type of control to be able to maneuver around. But he also injected a shit ton of goofy anime. So it's wonderful to play because it's like you're watching an episode of
like
Kid Icarus.
Yeah, like a cartoon, yeah.
So it's awesome. That's okay. Nintendo, focus on that as opposed to, oh well, let's try, this different mode of. Yeah, you gotta stop that. I want to try Pikmin 4, but I'm kind of afraid to do it because what are you gonna do? Pikmin 3 was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I like the concept of having a dog as like a pack mule type of character.
Mm-hmm.
It does fit well with the type of like army maneuver gameplay that Pikmin is, but
Sure.
I don't know. Nintendo scares me sometimes, man. They do some weird out shit. But that's the thing. And then you go with PlayStation and Xbox. What are they doing? Xbox gives you nice services, In PlayStation, what are you giving me? I can get that on the PC.
Mm-hmm.
PC Master Race with Terry.
I say for me, the reason why I still buy like a PlayStation and stuff like that is because there are some game types of games that I just think of and I think play on a console.
Yeah.
It could be just me being, weird or whatever. I fully accept that. But like when I sit there and I think of like a fighting game, I think of plugging it into a console, sitting there with a controller, handing your buddy a controller and playing a game, right? Playing back and forth.
Yeah.
Loser passes the controller. You have like a big old group of friends, and everyone's having a good time. I don't think of booting up my computer and playing a fucking fighting game. That's just me. It's just me.
No. It is weird. I can't lie. I don't feel right. Sitting there like, oh yeah, let's play some Street Fighter. Let me boot up Steam.
Yeah.
And it's like, it feels more comfortable. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play some more MVC3. I'll boot up my PS4, and have it right there. But yeah, I mean, shifting tides, dude. I don't know.
True. But yeah, like for me, I have weird criterias when it comes to that too. If I can see my character, okay, so like third person. Oh, thank you, Skep Tock. He said, gotta love watching these painting. I don't know why it's so ASMR with me. And absolutely gorgeous quiz. Thank you, Skep Tock. The major thing for me when it comes to like games is I have this weird criteria. If I can see my character, I like to play it on a console with a controller. If it's a floating gun game, play on PC with mouse and keyboard. It's like, and there's no, I guess leeway with that idea either. That's why I didn't really like the Halo series.
Oh, so you're not one of
First-person
those.
shooter for the longest time was a console exclusive.
Yep.
What do you mean?
With the release of Halo Infinite,
Yeah.
it is no longer a console exclusive.
Yeah. Well,
Steam has Halo Infinite,
They also do.
No, they have the Master Collection.
Yeah, the Master Collection.
which includes Infinite.
Yeah.
Well, no, you could play Halo 1 and 2 on the PC too. They did eventually release it for the PC, in addition to the Xbox. But
that's the thing. That's a Microsoft thing. It's all of their Xbox shit is you can pretty much just play it on a PC.
So, yeah, they have a pretty good Steam library. Yep.
Yeah, and Sony, some of their titles are on PC, but they have, they do have some exclusives. But Nintendo's the only one that's actually like you're only gonna find it on a Switch.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm like, what is the fight really about?
Yeah. And it's always been in a weird sort of position, the whole exclusivity argument, because it's just, when you make the something exclusive, people are gonna, flock to that console to get that thing because they want that thing. But with games as a service the way they are now, people sometimes are like willing to just sit there and say, well, fuck that, I'll just wait for it to come out to PC and I'll play it on PC. And not all of those games make it there, which is, weird, and, puts those people in sort of a gray area. Like, one thing that I remember was when I was playing this game on the PS4. It was exclusive to the PS4. Still is exclusive to the PS4. It's called Until Dawn. It's a really fun horror game. And it's like the whole premise behind it is that it's like a little bit less of a game and more like an interactive horror movie, which I had a lot of fun with. But I had a friend that was all like, oh man, Until Dawn looks great. I'll just wait for it to come out on the PC. Never came out on the PC. PlayStation 4
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, PlayStation 4 exclusive. It only came out on the PS4. So it's all like, do the people that want to say that, exclusivity should go away have a point? Some of them, maybe, I don't know, but I mean, it's difficult to sit there and tell them, well, no, you're wrong, you just do it this way, when, the companies themselves are not doing it any one specific way either. So, I don't know.
Well, I'm of the view that exclusivity is foolish.
Well, it cuts off the market.
But it's really the only thing that gives any of the consoles any reasons to exist and not just become Steam subscription services, effectively.
Pretty much, yeah, I could agree with
Dude,
that.
yeah, it's supposed to breed the competitiveness. It's supposed to breed creativity. You're an exclusive. But, and honestly, this is why Super Mario Wonder looks really nice. And I applaud them because it's the same Mario, but they're taking cues from working with, I would assume, I'm just assuming, working with the animation studios at Image or Imagine or whatever the fuck it is. And they're noticing that you can still have a Mario game, but if it looks captivating, you're going to draw the audience, and people are going to go and play it.
Sure.
And honestly, it worked. It was a test run with Link's Awakening with the diorama type of outlook.
Okay.
Look, it's still the same kind of gameplay, but it's displayed in a way that you're still gonna want to play it.
Sure.
You're still gonna want to toss the money into it. And I guess I don't know what the fuck Sony and Microsoft is doing, but
so here's an interesting thing to talk about then with you guys, since we're on the topic of video games, even though I'm painting Warhammer. Okay, so let's put aside here for a second. Let me explain the situation, then I'll get back to painting. Okay, so Baldur's Gate 3. Let's go into a little bit of a TLDR of the history of Baldur's Gate first before we start talking about the what I really want to talk about.
Are you
Baldur's
gonna talk
Gate,
about bear sex?
There's going to be some bear sex in it, but that's just going to be an aside. Okay, so Baldur's Gate, the first Baldur's Gate, came out in the 90s, in the mid-90s. I think it was like 96. It was a 6 CD set. Huge game for the time, right? It did some massive, unprecedented things for games at the time. It was a trendsetter. It
Hold on. 6 CD set, was it PC exclusive?
PC
type
exclusive,
game?
yes. Yeah,
Okay.
it was PC.
And
MS DOS.
but what year did it come out?
I want to say it was like 96. Let me check. Let me look it up.
I mean, multiple CDs. Obviously, it's going to be in the 90s.
Yeah. Let's see here. Baldur's Gate 1. Oh, I'm wrong. I'm wrong by 2 years. 1998.
Ooh, late 90s.
Yeah, so late 90s. But it was a 6 CD set. It was developed by BioWare and released for exclusively on the PC. Okay? Since then, it has been remade for like every console under the sun by, virtue of being a remaster. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just going to say, it's an incredibly complex and trend-setting game. Okay? What I mean by trend-setting is that it was developing the Dungeons & Dragons 2nd edition rule set, word for word, action for action, into a digital format that you could play in a sandbox world with a set storyline and side quests and so on and so forth. Okay? Massive game. They digitized an entire city district by district, and that's just one portion of the game. They have all of this like expansive wilderness and dungeons and all sorts of stuff like that out in it. It's a massive fucking game. Okay? And that was made in 1998 on 6 CD-ROMs. All right? The scope only got bigger with Baldur's Gate 2. It got even bigger. And like they added things like additional dungeons that you would go into, the planes, plane travel, which was introduced in Planescape Torment. But you had all of this extra shit that went on. It, like I said, the scope just kept on getting bigger. Baldur's Gate 3 is planning on being even bigger than that. It is a massive game with, I think they said, over 1 million words digitized into recorded from voice actors. It's just an absolutely massive game. Okay, huge endeavor. Would it surprise you that developers from literally every AAA studio have come out and said, please don't expect Baldur's Gate 3 to set the trend for all video games moving forward?
In some ways, it's just following recent trends. Also, bullcrap, it's 1 million words.
That's what they've said. They've said it's over 1 million words recorded.
I would say
the disk space is too small because 1 million words would be over a terabyte.
No. Baldur's Gate 3 is that. Not Baldur's Gate 1.
I still say it would be honestly it would be telling if you see a game like this as any sort of hindrance towards what you're building.
Well, I mean, see, that's what I've been saying, is the fact that all that says to me is it says that developers are getting either lazy or they feel threatened that their shitty games that they've been reproducing, regurgitating onto the gaming market for the past, 5 or 6 years are suddenly not going to be able to make the grade.
Yes,
when it comes
because
to comparing it to a game that came out like Baldur's Gate.
Because they're okay, and let's remember that Baldur's Gate is a game that is built on lore that has already been established for a long time, right? So, okay, yeah, your new game, it might not, blah blah blah, but at the same end, I just saw there's a new edition of Nobunaga. Is it
Nobunaga?
his Nobunaga's Ambition?
Yes.
There's a new edition of that game. I'm not gonna butcher it. Salve. Sorry, brother. But
Okay, I took Japanese.
there's a new edition of his game that has just released, and that's gonna make shit tons of money.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's so funny when developers come out there and say stuff like that. I'm like, okay, do you realize that one of the biggest games of all time that has sold way more copies of your shitty Call of Duty than your shitty Call of Duty game is fucking made by one specific guy who was not an animator, who was only a programmer, and created this cultural phenomenon that has been aped and reproduced by so many people trying to capitalize on his success. Fucking Five Nights at Freddy's. If you can't make a game that's the scope of Baldur's Gate 3, you still don't have an excuse, because Five Nights at Freddy's still kicked your ass.
I mean, you could also look at the cultural phenomenon that was pre-Microsoft Minecraft for another example.
That's one too. Another one is
Because-
Undertale.
Yeah.
Undertale too.
Or fucking Flyview Bird. Like that's what I mean though. We're getting at the
Stardew
No,
Basic Wizard just said that
we're
too.
getting, I'm a gamer. Okay, what's a gamer? Oh well, I've played through Chrono Trigger multiple times, or I'm a gamer because I play Flappy Bird multiple. It's reductive. You're never gonna fucking find the source other than they enjoy playing some sort of
game. And you know what? That's okay. That is perfectly fine. It all matters in the fact that these developers sit there and say, don't expect the scope from us when you compare it to other games. I'm all like, bitch, you can only compare yourself to other games. If you're not up to snuff, then you're not making good games. If you feel threatened in your shitty RPG...
With you painting Fig right now, is that the correct term? I feel like Fig is derogative.
Either way, no, it doesn't really matter. I usually just go by mini.
Mini?
Yeah, miniature.
Yeah. And thank you, by the way, for the dwarf. Yeah, I can't wait to pop them on the table. But
well, you got a problem with that.
You know,
'cause next Thursday you're not even going to be in town.
Oh shit! Yeah. Well, we'll
I'll let
work
Bug
that out.
I'll let Bug know. To let everyone else know.
I forgot about that.
Yep.
But the difference between tabletop gaming and like earlier before the show, I was playing some Where's Waldo and Chippendale on the NES.
Chippendale's MMORPG.
Right? So it's like they're both gaming, but
Sure.
it's a different type. And I don't think there should be any animosity between them. But
no,
at the same end, people like to stir the pot.
Yeah.
Awesome
they do.
ruckus.
They do.
I blame Eeyore.
Don't blame me for something that is a integral part of human psychology. It's tribalism.
Only because
True.
you're a Canuck. And you're not the Sora Luna type of Canuck. She's a favorite type of Canuck.
We can make fun of her too. I mean,
Yeah, I'll make fun of her.
But I mean, like
Her and Gen T Maxie. Who's another Canuck we got?
Costin's in chat. Yeah.
Is
He's
he
not been
really?
on he's not been on the stream, but yeah, he's Canadian.
Hey, you're a Canuck too. God bless y'all. I love you.
But no, I mean, like it's fucked up in the fact that these companies like sit there and are trying to figure out a way to give themselves like a get out of jail free card for being lazy or for being unambitious for their projects. It's all like, dude, seriously, if you feel threatened because you're making an RPG and you're all like, don't expect Baldur's Gate from us, I'm like, well, you know what? Your project was shit to start then. Okay, cool.
Counterpoint.
It's not a bad thing to have standards, is what I'm saying.
Counterpoint.
Sure. What's up?
Due to the corporate nature of the modern video game machine, development cycles and whatnot, like from first concept to on a disc or in the Steam store, can sometimes be 5 or 6 years. So, a game that, boom, shifts the entire dynamic of gaming, almost all those companies are going to be caught flat-footed, and their next releases are probably not going to be Baldur's Gate 3 because they were using concepts using predictive models from 5 years ago.
Counterpoint, Baldur's Gate's been in development for well over 5 years.
I would not disbelieve that. I'm just saying, if it'll be a contest of which companies are able to adapt to such a earth-shattering shift in the market.
Yeah.
And those that can't, I'll be right with you, deserve to fall.
Yeah. And like,
I also...
Well, I was gonna say real quick. One of the things that they kept on saying in this article and like in this Twitter thread that they kept on talking about is they kept on talking about Rockstar's nonsense. Is like they kept on bringing that up and saying that those words in particular, Rockstar's nonsense. What they're really referring to is the fact that Rockstar overdevelops the fuck out of their games. They do so much shit, and it's pretty needless too. Like Rockstar have a thing where if in Red Dead Redemption you shoot a barrel, the water level inside will drip out of the barrel from the gunshot hole down to the water level, and then if you shoot another hole further down, it will empty out from that hole all the way until the water reaches that bottom water level. Like, that is needlessly complex.
And nowadays, if a Rockstar game doesn't include something like that, the consumer will bitch about it.
But they decided to do that. So what's stopping you from sitting here saying, like, well, why are you paying attention to shooting barrels in the first place in this other game that we made? Okay? It's entirely apples and oranges, and why are you denigrating them, Rockstar, for putting in that extra effort? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Other than the fact that they feel salty for the fact that they didn't do it either. It's the only thing that I can think of.
Jesus Christ, the number of...
And it's frustrating because these are the people that are making the video games. And and another thing too is like when they talk about, you know, the needless Rockstar nonsense, I'm like, are you fucking serious? Did you not see the abysmal launch of the GTA trilogy? Rockstar can fail too.
Easily.
So I don't get some of these people, man. I really don't. Especially game developers. They're whining, shitting their diapers over nothing. And in my opinion, good, fine. They can go fuck themselves. The way the modern gaming industry has like played itself out, the more of these companies that learn this lesson, the better. That they need to have standards. And the moment they are lax in those standards, people will cut them, excise them from their life, and let them fall by the wayside.
This is what I was saying earlier with like the strike in Hollywood, where it's like, dude, you guys realize that it's not like business was booming, you know, money was failing. So I don't know why you're striking for, you know, I mean, I don't know. Tinfoil Hat Adam has a different opinion.
We know why they're striking.
Yeah.
We want more money.
But it goes into with the game. It's like, I don't know why you guys are upset if you're not making a good product, you know.
Yeah, well, they're getting upset because other people are making a good product, and they don't want to be held to the same standards that these other people, you know, are have because they made a good product. And it's telling.
It's
telling.
They have the business tag of working at a company, so they deserve all the money in the world.
Oh yeah,
for
absolutely.
mediocre practices. But at the same end, it's like, holy shit, a lot of the indie games are
I mean, there's some that are really good. Indie games are like the weird sort of like step cousin of the AAA, and the fact that you can have an indie game that comes out that has, rave reviews and is doing incredibly well, and then another indie game that's absolute trash and is just fucking bloatware that's taking up Steam's servers for no terribly apparent reason, and is an absolute asset flip piece of trash. There's no consistency with indie, and then AAA, they've just gotten lazy
and play things overly safe, if you ask me.
That too, I could agree with that.
Because
they're not doing anything innovative and new. They're making Call of Duty 27.
Yeah, picking on Activision a little bit, but
I'm okay with that. I don't give a fuck. Fuck Activision.
I was gonna say, as much as you name out Activision, yeah, the others aren't doing much better.
No, they're not,
dude. But that's what I mean. Like, at least you gotta have a happy medium. Like, okay, Call of Duty. Okay, we're gonna have it every year. Fine. Give us, a decent updates and whatever to keep it rolling. If the game's good, let it go. But then you have the other end where you have Nintendo, where they're sitting there like, we can't release a new Mario Kart until we figure out a way to make a new different thing. No, just release Mario Kart.
New Mario Kart.
And people will fucking buy it. Like, what the fuck? Like, holy shit. Is
essentially a track pack.
No, I think the new going on is something called Mario Kart Tours, is Mario Kart 9, and we're just getting kind of the scraps with the DLC on Mario Kart 8. But I couldn't, I don't know. I don't know where the hell you find Mario Kart Tour. I think it's an arcade machine.
My whole thing with Mario Kart is the fact that, like, Nintendo always feel like they need to reinvent the wheel when it comes to some of the shit like that. And I've gone on and criticized Nintendo multiple times. You can go back to any fucking Minions of the Zoo where I talk about Mario. Well, not Mario, but Nintendo in particular. I've said it a million times, the fact that they're not innovative. They just want to have a new feature that they can market is the big thing. Like when 7 came out, they had the whole glider thing. That's why on the cover of Mario Kart 7, you had fucking Mario on his cart with the big old glider going on. So
yes,
yeah, they need to come up with something they can put on the box before they can justify making a new Mario Kart. And that kind of stuff is going to be in development hell for forever because they're trying to figure that shit out.
And when they astray from that type of goofy mentality and they do something like Metroid Dread, apparently you can hit a mark. It's a game in line with the classic series, but people enjoy it because it's well done. Just do that. Again, like Kid Icarus. Again, it's you can make the games, people will buy it. You don't have to implement some like weirdo fucking gimmick to try and make it stand out. No, just fucking make the game. And holy shit, PlayStation and Xbox, where are you at?
Well, I mean, Microsoft definitely screwed the pooch on that too. I mean, they've had
they bought Rare and they haven't done.
Yeah.
Where's the next Killer Instinct?
Where's the next fucking Perfect Dark?
Yo, dude, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Where's the Tell me, not every single person in this chat that is aware of this game wouldn't go out and purchase it immediately if they made a remake of it. Conker's Bad Fur Day.
They've done it like 3 times though.
Oh, I'm just saying, for like, fucking modern Xbox.
Oh, for the modern, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it's on a service because I think that's what they're doing now.
Oh.
Is Xbox service, but
I mean, like, Rare are definitely one of those companies that they could exploit and do some amazing shit with. They've got the history.
That's why it's like, okay, oh man, they have to go to court because Activision. It's like, well, they're not gonna do anything with them.
Yeah. Hell, fucking.
Wow.
Has Microsoft done shit with fucking MechWarrior? No, they haven't. Which pisses me off because I fucking love MechWarrior.
Like I don't understand. But that's again. That's why I was like, okay. When I see people like, oh yeah, the Wii U, it died because marketing, blah blah blah. No, it died because Sony and Microsoft wanted Nintendo to become a third-party publisher, and so they suffocated it. And then everybody's like, "Oh yeah, no, we thought it was a accessory." No, it wasn't. Come on, dude.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a concerted effort. The major thing for the Wii U that I love is the fact that like the Wii's biggest criticism when it was still like top dog was the fact that it didn't have any third-party games. That was the biggest criticism. Yeah. Well, and then when Wii U launched, it launched with no first-party games. It launched with only third-party games. And they were sitting there, that was part of their marketing strategy. They're like, we're launching with nothing but third-party games. Problem. All of those third-party games I've already played about 2 or 3 years ago on the 360.
Yeah, like Batman. And they're putting it out on Switch now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair with that, the Switch one doesn't have the one that came out on the Wii U, which was Arkham Origins.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I say it's going to have Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight. They skip over Origins. So, either way, it's just a weird sort of industry, and going back and trying to nail down like where everything went wrong, you're just gonna give yourself a headache.
Well, no, the only thing I say in terms of so evidence, or I guess not evidence, but weight in terms of why I think it was an attempt at getting Nintendo to be,
sabotaging.
Because again, they did it with Sega, and I don't want to say successfully, but they kind of did it. Yeah. But with the Nintendo, not only with the cartridges and the CD,
dude, imagine if Sega still made hardware. We would have the most kick-ass Sega fucking VR set. Swear to God.
Well, if Sega worked together...
Japan would have the most kick-ass VR set.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Sega of America.
That's a good point.
But hold on, because Sega of America had Sega Channel, and Sega Channel was fucking awesome.
That's very true too. And I say not all the great innovations that Sega made were exclusive to Japan.
Do you really think that they wouldn't do that?
Well, they'd make it exclusive to Japan at first, and then they'd bring it over to the States begrudgingly afterwards. Because Japanese... Okay, man, Shogo. I highly recommend you look up this dude on YouTube. He has great content. His name is Let's Ask Shogo. Your friend in Kyoto. Great guy. I fucking love him. And he talks about essentially the Japanese culture, Japanese like way of life sort of stuff. He is studying traditional Japanese martial arts and all that kind of stuff, so he talks about that too. But he talks about like political problems and a lot of the kind of stuff in Japan. Japan is slowly dying because the birth rates are so are in such decline in Japan that like I think they projected by 2030 50% of the population of Japan will be too old to work.
Sounds about right.
That and couple that with the elder preferential treatment that Japan is culturally known for, that is a civilization in decline. Like, a lot of people sit there and talk about that with America and you know, the whole get woke, go broke sort of thing, right? But it's actually playing out in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
And though it's not going to happen at the same time, and this is actually entirely artificial, China's coming for that too.
Yeah, China,
Cool.
yeah.
Close to 20 years of the one-child policy. What do you think that's going to do in about 10, 20 years?
Yeah.
Why do you think so many of the are we allowed to go into the China coof stuff on YouTube?
No. I don't. Okay, Hammer's gotten us bonked, and I don't remember who the first bonk was, but I don't want to get us bonked, so no coof.
Oh, okay. I'll back away from that.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Who got us bonked? Why are we getting bonked?
Because we're talking about the coof.
Oh, you know what?
It's in specific relation to
Look.
China's intention.
No.
I was watching RFK at the hearing, and he was saying, you know what? We shouldn't be censored because, you know,
I agree.
once you start censoring, let me tell you about this bonk. What kind of bonk is this? And hammer? What kind of hammer is this? You know what? I'm sorry. I'm just goofing on that.
I was gonna say that's the reason
I know.
why. Yeah, I still have this set up so I can just go suspended minions of the zoo.
Right. And
So-
hey, you know, that's on you to say your catchphrase of Susan.
Oh, fuck you, Susan. Fuck
yeah.
you, Neil. I don't give a shit about you fucking Google parasites.
Neil.
Fuck you both.
Wait, Neil
Yeah.
Neil Judge?
No. I don't know what his last name is.
Oh, I was gonna wait. Neil, sir, is the guy that saw Phoebe Cates.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, dude. I sipped that drink. Then yeah.
Well, that's why
So,
you're way more energetic. I'll tell you that much, man. that drink was a total body high, and it's great. But
yep.
oh, dude, I slept so fucking good. I didn't have any pain in my foot at all. It was great. But anyway.
I'll get one for Eeyore when he comes down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Let's see how he enjoys that.
What am I going to enjoy?
It's a THC infused soda.
Yeah.
I will warn you.
Mm-hmm.
And it still didn't taste like black
THC
cherry.
makes me paranoid as fuck.
Well, this one was more,
okay, we'll give
was
you a
much more-
thimble. So.
Yeah. this stuff was much more like sativa than it was indica. It was very much a body high
Yeah.
rather than a head high. I'll say because I know that too, Eeyore. I sometimes when I get high, I get paranoid. That's just my innate paranoia coming out, though.
Yeah, I still didn't like the feeling I got. It was like
It's definitely something that I get you. I get you. It put me off from trying it again for a long time, like a long time.
I don't know if it was the same for you, but it's like constantly arguing inside your head, thinking, are these thoughts mine or are they some sort of thing trying to force you?
The reptilians are coming for you.
That is not real. And we still haven't found that poor lady.
I'll say for me, no, like the paranoia I get is like, oh my god, did I say the wrong thing? Do they hate me? Oh my god, I'm such a piece of shit. Like, I just get like manically depressive like paranoia. But no, like it definitely You know, it depends on the dosage that you take too. It'll subside. Let's put it that way. And plus, it depends on the mixture that you take too. I'm not like some pot connoisseur or anything like that. I just kind of dabble. About the only time I actually ever get high is with Adam.
Oh no, I'm an influence.
You're a bad influence, Adam. You're a bad influence.
Hey, you hang out with me, and all of a sudden you're like, "Oh shit, dude, you're smoking
Stoner,
the pot,
man. Oh my god,
eating pizza and shit." Whoa, wait, we did have. Oh no, we did
have pizza.
Oh shit, Eeyore, I don't know what you're getting yourself into, sir. You might start finding yourself smoking the pot and eating pizza.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Okay, well, if you're okay with that,
Yeah,
I'm okay with it. Can we watch the Muppets?
Always, dude. Fuck yeah.
Dude, yeah. Ow. Ow. I'm a hand on the table.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Can we watch the Muppets?
Oh, yeah. I fucking love the Muppets.
Getting myself involved in.
You're coming down south to the Americas, sir.
Yes.
Doop, boop, boop, ba-doo, doop, boop, boop, ba-doo. Oh, wait, no, that's Fraggle Rock. I'm sorry. That's. I'm gonna mute myself.
I still love the Fraggle Rock.
I haven't watched Fraggle Rock in fucking forever. I used to watch it on Saturday morning cartoon sort of thing for a while they had it. I don't remember what network, but
I believe it started on HBO.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think it was an HBO production type of thing at the start, and then it was passed on probably to Disney, like what, ABC,
okay.
when they acquired Muppets or Jim Henson stuff.
Yep. Weird to think that, you know, later on down the line they would also acquire Star Wars when they already had, you know, fucking Jim Henson. And Jim Henson did all the fucking puppet work for fucking Star Wars.
Yep. It all comes a tumbling down.
Tumbling down, tumbling down.
No, it is weird that because they even Disney had the Star Wars area in Epcot.
Really?
Yeah, didn't they? Star Tours.
Like, I don't know much about Disneyland, man. You and Bug were talking about that, like, you've been to Disneyland, Disney World, and so on and so forth. I haven't been to either one of them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There's no joy in my life.
Well, you know,
Nary an imagine. Fucking what are they called? Imagineers? Imagineers. Nary an Imagineer has touched my life. So.
I mean, it is something. Hey, Eeyore, have you been to a Disney park?
No.
Oh,
I think I'd like to. In one of these years.
If it's still around.
That's a good point.
Nice.
It's a really good point.
If it's still around. Yeah, I think when I was talking to Bug, yeah, the last time I went to a Disney park, they were just opening up Animal Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
So,
did you go to the one abandoned water park with the flesh-eating virus or flesh-eating?
The lagoon.
Yeah.
Yes. I went there the first time we went to Disney. I went to that lagoon.
Okay.
The second time we didn't go.
Oh.
I don't know if it was because of the bacteria.
Yep.
No. I think we opted for the newer one.
Okay.
Oh shit!
For those not in the know, there was a section of Disney World that had to be closed because there was a flesh-eating bacteria that was found in the water.
Mm-hmm. I will say, the hotel that we stayed at was the first time I went was the music review type hotel,
Okay.
and the second one was a movie review.
Okay.
And the arcade, the first time I went, I mean, we still went to the arcade, but the first time I went, I scuffed my knee at one of the arcade machines, and I still have the fucking scar.
Oh god.
But they had Dungeons and Dragons.
Hell yeah! Shadows over Mistar or Tower of Doom?
I think it was Tower of Doom.
Okay.
But a 4-player cabinet, and yeah, that's where I got my. Hey, this is Dungeons and Dragons.
This is, man. That game in particular is one of my holy grail arcade purchases.
I want it so bad.
I want that one, and I want Virtual On. I want a 2-seater Virtual On.
Oh shit! A 2-seater Virtual On.
Mm-hmm.
Virtua.
Virtual On. I told Adam this story. I actually was in contact with a guy who was selling one in Valparaiso, Indiana, which is like right on the other side of Chicago. And he was selling a 2-seater Virtual On that fully worked. He said it was in full working condition for $700. And I had the money at the time. I'm like, dude, yeah, gimme. I will rent a fucking U-Haul tonight and go pick it up. And the guy got back to me and said someone in Ohio had already put in a bid, and if he doesn't come and pick it up, he'll message me tomorrow, and he'll come and he'll let me come and get it. And I never got a message.
That's some bullshit.
Yep. Frustrating.
That means
it's very frustrating.
That means somebody sat there and was like, "Oh, okay, I'll give you 1,000." He was like, "Okay." What an asshole.
Yeah.
You, sir. No, I can't say that. Sorry.
No, I can.
I'm
Fuck that guy.
Okay.
I don't know him, but fuck him.
I don't know. I'm not even involved with it, but I'm apologizing. Wow. Hey, because I'm part of a Paladin core. So.
Yes. For your D&D group, yeah. And yeah, I gotta say, Adam's in a D&D group, guys. So we're slowly and steadily converting him into the gamer fold.
I'm learning.
Yes.
I'm been rolling dice. This D20 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Right? How do you?
Yeah, D20. Yeah.
D20, and it's always a low number, but I'm getting there.
Yep. I'll say we should go to Ghoulish Mortals in St. Charles and see about getting you some new metal dice.
Do they sell cups? Dice cups?
Dice cups. I didn't see any.
I want to get a dice cup.
But
I've seen it.
We could go to one of the other game stores and see if they do have them. The more generic game stores. Of which
what?
I found a ton.
It'll be more symbolic if I get a dice cup and a set of dice at Sturgeon's when we go out there.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I was saying they may not have it at the bookstore that my buddy up there plays at, but I guarantee you they're at the Gnome one.
Well, when we go out there, we'll see what we can find.
Yes. Well, we've been going for about an hour, maybe a little bit more, like an hour and a half, but I'm slowly and steadily getting a little bit more confident in working with the yellow, which has been the major problem I've had with working on these guys. Yellow's such a pain to work with. Such a pain. But thank y'all for coming out, watching some paint dry with me in the minions. Had some good interactions with people in the chat. It was cool. Yeah, be sure to watch tomorrow where Adam is going to be playing some video games. Which ones are you looking to play tomorrow? Cap vs. SNK, Marvel vs. Cap.
Well, definitely Street Fighter 6, so
Yes.
we'll work from there.
I need to get Street Fighter 6. Well, first of all, I want to get a PS5. But I want to get Street Fighter 6 and I want to really kind of knuckle down and learn how to play Kimberly. She's like the one character I looked at and I was all like, I want to learn how to play her. Because I kind of already know how to play Cammy. That's just to pick up and play. But, I want to learn Kimberly. But, yeah, be sure to watch tomorrow where they'll be playing some Street Fighter 6 and everything like that. And I guess take care, everyone. The zoo is closed.
Night.